If WNBA playoffs started now, who would Caitlin Clark and Fever face? The WNBA playoffs are rapidly approaching, with just 2 days of regular season games left. Teams seeded NOS 1-4 will host the first round, but just how those teams settle in the standings is still up in the air. There are a few huge games left, including Tuesday's Minnesota-Connecticut showdown. Also on Tuesday, Chicago visits Atlanta, with those two teams, plus the Washington Mystics, scrapping for the 8th and final playoff spot. Even New York, currently no. One in the standings could drop down, though the Liberty would have to lose to a couple teams, Washington and Atlanta, they should be able to handle. There's a lot still to be determined, but on Sunday, behind another record-breaking performance from Caitlin Clark, she scored a career high and set a single-season scoring record for WNBA rookies. The Indiana Fever clinched the 6th seed in the playoffs. Here we take a look at Clark and Indiana's likely playoff opponent. In the WNBA's playoff format, the 6th seed matches up with the 3rd seed in the first round. All first-round matchups are best-of-3 series, with the first 2 games being played at the home of the higher-seeded team. Game 3, if necessary, is played at the home of the lower-seeded team. This format means that lower-seeded playoff teams may not see the huge financial benefit from hosting a postseason game, and if they manage to steal a game on the road, it puts the higher-seeded team in the tough position of winning Game 3 in a hostile environment. If the playoffs started right now, no. 6 Indiana would be visiting. No. 3 Connecticut. An important caveat, the no. 3 seed is not set yet, so depending on what happens Tuesday and Thursday, things could shuffle. Minnesota, 29-9. Connecticut, 27-11. And Las Vegas, 25-13, are all 2 games apart in the standings, so crazy stuff could still happen. The Sun wrap up the 2024 regular season by hosting Minnesota and Chicago. But for argument's sake, let's assume it's going to be Connecticut versus Indiana in the first round. How has Caitlin Clark played versus the Connecticut Sun this season? The Sun and Fever have met 4 times this year, with Connecticut holding a 3-1 edge. Here's how Clark played in each of those games. May 14, Connecticut 92, Indiana 71. Clark's stat line: 20 points, 5 of 15 shooting, including 4 of 11 from 3, 3 assists, 2 steals, 10 turnovers. In the playoffs, just like the regular season, Clark is likely to be guarded by Connecticut's Dejounte Carrington, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Just 5'11", Carrington is a superior athlete. It runs in the family, as her brother played 8 seasons in the NFL. With long arms and quick feet, who loves physical play. She and Clark had developed something of a rivalry this season, as Carrington has repeatedly complained to officials about Clark's whining about foul calls. Regardless, it's clear Carrington knows how to defend Clark, as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year has averaged just 39%, 20 of 51, shooting versus the Sun in 4 matchups, and shot just 34% from 3. Also, while Carrington has downplayed their individual matchup, it's obvious Carrington takes pride in frustrating whoever she's guarding and pressuring them into mistakes and rushed shots. The Sun boast the best defensive rating in the league and have a bunch of players with long wingspans who can harass Clark and Indiana's other guards. If Carrington isn't guarding Clark, he'll probably be either Duana Bonner or Alyssa Thomas, 2 veterans who also love to make life tough for opposing guards. Bottom line, Indiana has been playing great since the Olympic break, especially with the increased production from off guards Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull. But the Fever have their work cut out for them.